going on, everyone? Week 10 of the college football season, hanging out here in the beautiful Caliber store in Homewood, Alabama for all your hunting and fishing needs. You can check them out. I'm Lauren Sisler, AL.com, Jim Dunaway with the WJOX Roundtable, and we're talking college ball coming off a bye week.
Yeah, week 10, and here we are. It's November. November is when you remember the big games in college football, and always Alabama, LSU seems like it's a big game. It is again, two top four teams, primetime national TV, and Alabama goes to Baton Rouge as a 14-point favorite, according to our friend Danny Sheridan. So a big point spread, and Chris Felica of Game Day with this stat, one time in 40 years has a top four team been a double-digit underdog at home. One time, you know when it was?
No.
2013 Auburn, and they won the game with the kick six.
Oh, wow. That's a good little trivia
Chris
question.
Felica, the Bear from Game Day.
All right, we're going 3 and out. Okay, Jimmy D, we're going first down. Tua Tagovailoa, will he take any snaps in the fourth quarter? Thus far this season, no snaps, fourth quarter.
Well, they expect this to be Alabama's biggest challenge defensively. Georgia, who at the time was number 2 in the country, went in there, couldn't survive. In fact, Jake Fromm had his worst game really as the Georgia quarterback in a big game situation. So I do expect Tua Tagovailoa to play for the first time in the fourth quarter, and for a couple of reasons. One, the game may be that tight, so they may need him. And secondly, Jalen Hurts coming off that ankle injury, they may not, after the procedure, may not want to put him into the game as quick. So there's a couple of reasons I could see Tua in the fourth quarter.
And we're in Death Valley. It's a night game. We've been in that stadium before. It is crazy, an incredible environment. And if you look back at the last 3 quarterbacks that LSU has faced, their QBRs have dropped against that LSU team. Nick Fitzgerald, the last one that went out, he had 4 interceptions 2 weeks ago, completed just 8 of 24. So it's going to be a tough matchup for this football team. Alabama defensively, one of their tougher matchups of the season on the opposing side.
All right, second down now. Instead of our usual question of does Alabama score 50 points, let's knock it down. Do they score 40 or more in their trip to Tiger Stadium?
Yeah, because right now Alabama is averaging 54.1 points per game. Their lowest score against Missouri, that was 39 points. But remember, that's when Tua tweaked his knee, went out of the game. Jalen Hurts come in. They didn't have a lot of offensive production from then on out. I'm actually going to say they score under. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think this LSU team is going to come to play. They're in Death Valley at night. Once again, I'm going under.
I want to go back in time. 2002, Dennis Franchioni's the coach at Alabama. Nick Saban's the coach at LSU. Alabama goes in there and they school Nick Saban and LSU 31-0. That's the last time Alabama has scored more than 21 points in regulation. How about that? More than 21 in regulation. 2002. Usually Alabama doesn't score a lot there. Very conservative. Tua gives you a reason not to be conservative. I think it's under 40, but it's close.
All right, Jimmy D, third down. What is it going to take for Alabama to get out of Death Valley with a win? Biggest key to the game.
For me, it's for Alabama to do what they do, and that's get off to a very quick start. They've done it all year long. It does 2 things. One, takes the crowd out. Tough place to play at Tiger Stadium. Everyone knows that except for Tua, who says he did not watch SEC football growing up in Hawaii and that his teammates tell him it's a tough environment. It is. And Tua's young, but so is his receiving core. It gives them a comfort level. They've been playing from ahead all year long. If they do that again, they've been there, they've done that, and they will find a zone. For LSU on the flip side, though, they just want to survive. You survive early on, you get to the fourth quarter. Nobody's done that yet. So that's LSU's key to victory, just be there in the fourth quarter.
And Alabama can get out to a quick start. Devin White has been sidelined for targeting in this last game 2 weeks ago. So he is LSU's leading linebacker, best tackler on the team. Opportunity for them to get out, momentum. I think this one's going to be a close one, though. It's going to probably go right into the fourth quarter. I'm excited about it.
We'll see.
Okay, it's time for our pop quiz.
I didn't know there'd be a test today, but okay.
Okay, Jimmy D.
That's why it's a pop quiz.
Pop quiz.
Okay.
Get your pen and paper out. Let's
Okay.
go. We're going to start with the first one. This Alabama-LSU game has been played in 6 locations over the course of history, dating back to 1895. Can you name all 6 locations? Some of them a little more obvious than others.
I don't need a number 2 pencil for this. No eraser needed. I know the answers. Baton Rouge and Tuscaloosa, obviously.
Right.
They used to play all the big games for Alabama in Legion Field in Birmingham, so that's 3. I think they've also played it in Montgomery and Mobile because Bear Bryant and Alabama used to play all over the state.
Yes.
And then I would assume the other one would be New Orleans because it's the biggest city in Louisiana, so that would be 6.
All right, you got it. Pop quiz, check number 1. All right, moving down the list. We're going to go back to the game of the century, 2011, the first LSU-Alabama game I covered with you.
Last time LSU won, by the way.
Yes, 9-6. 9-6, all in points from kickers. 3 kickers. Can you name the 3 kickers that scored each of those points?
I cannot name the Alabama guy. Was it a guy named Delhomme, Gaucho, anything like that for LSU?
No. You
No.
don't. You can't name the Alabama guy?
I cannot name the Alabama guy. Cade somebody?
Close.
Cade?
Cade
Wade?
Foster.
Cade Foster, okay.
Cade Foster.
Yep.
Another Alabama kicker, Jeremy Shelley.
Oh, Jeremy Shelley.
Yes, I know.
I follow
That's
him on
my
Twitter,
program.
yeah.
Oh.
Shout out Jeremy.
What's up, Jeremy? Okay, and Drew Alleman. He was the LSU kicker that
Okay.
obviously won it 9-6 for
He had more kicks
LSU.
than the other guys.
Yeah, too bad. All right, we're going down to the third and last question in this pop quiz. This game has only gone into overtime now 4 times in the entire history. 4 years this game has gone. Do you know which years those were? And they are actually when you were alive.
Oh, so I was alive. Well, one of them was down, one of them was the game of the century.
Yep.
One of them was down in Baton Rouge recently, right?
2014.
2014. And then another was when Mike Shula was the coach, and they had a chance to win the game in Tuscaloosa at Bryant-Denny.
05.
I don't remember the fourth one.
2008. And oh, by the way,
And Saban's first game back there?
Yep.
2008?
2008
Seriously?
went into overtime, and the winner has always been the visiting team. All right, we're winding this thing down, and it's time to get those picks in.
For me, I'm going to go 34-13 Alabama, covering and winning the football game, but not getting to 40 points. I do think Alabama is able to run the football a little bit, throw it obviously, but a big game from Damian Harris, not just running the football, but slipping out of the backfield, catching some passes. Alabama's got so many receivers to cover, and Herb Smith, great defensive backfield for LSU, but the underneath throws, catches and runs, Damian Harris is a key. Cole Tracy kicks a couple of field goals. He's 21 of 23 this year for LSU. Big storyline for them, but in the end, too much offense. 34-13 Alabama for me. What about you?
So Alabama's got this win streak going on in Tiger Stadium, but the margin of victory has been actually pretty small, only 7 points. I'm going to say that's going to be a little bit bigger. I'm picking Alabama to win this one 38-17. That's a wrap. We'll see you in Death Valley. This video was brought to you by Caliber, a luxury store in Homewood, Alabama that's reviving the finer things in hunting and fishing.